in November, we do one of these book talks once a month, and generally they are book talks. And in fact, Kate does have a book which we can allude to this evening, but as you know, that's not the subject for this evening's lecture. We do one a month on a topic that's either skyscrapers, New York history, architecture, and urbanism. And each one of these evenings gives us, and we have some of our former speakers here in the audience, each one of these evenings gives us the opportunity to have an author explore in front of a very interested and intelligent audience some topics that illuminate the history of New York or of tall buildings, and we like to think that this is a way to sort of keep exploring and expanding the questions about the history of the skyscraper, which is the subject of and the mission of the Skyscraper Museum. We do tape all of these, so in our newly expanded, as in our soon-to-be reissued widescreen website, you can see the all the past speakers in terms of book talks and our lecture series over the years. So in this kind of archive that collects and explores the various topics of New York and high-rise history, we think we're making a great archive. And this evening we add to the series of lectures that we've had that explore the history of Wall Street, which of course goes with our exhibition, The Rise of Wall Street. And I think you've probably had a chance to look around, and some of you I saw collected in front of the great Chester Price drawing that's on loan to us from HLW, the firm which is the successor firm of the Eidlitz firm, and then Ralph Walker's One Wall Street and the Voorhees, Gmelin and Walker firm that has now evolved into Haynes Lundberg Whaler, or HLW. So it's a lineage that goes back 125 years, and indeed they're celebrating their 125th anniversary this year, and in fact this week. So we congratulate them, and we particularly thank them for the loan of this really spectacular drawing of a building that has so many fans, kind of a fan club for One Wall Street that has evolved. I know Andrew Dolkart has it as his favorite skyscraper, and a number of other people. I'm introducing the building now rather than introducing you. A number of people have mentioned to me that they've always loved this building. If they feel like it's theirs, they're kind of secret admirers, and that affection keeps them separate from other people who might prefer the Chrysler Building or the Empire State Building, for example. One person I was speaking to last week, actually Regina Meyer, those of you who know her, said when she first came to New York, something like 30 years ago, 25 years ago, I don't want to make her too old, she opened her savings account at the Irving Trust Bank so that she could use that bank as her bank branch. So that there are people who have dedicated themselves to this building, which now is unfortunately so generally inaccessible to the general public that we have to fight against that. But even if we can't, we certainly can celebrate the building and explore its history, which is what we intend to do tonight. So. Again, before I specifically introduce Kate, I'll mention the other lectures in our series. Next month, Mosette Broderick, professor at NYU, who's now a long-term project, McKim, Mead, and White, called Triumvirate, is now out. And here's the book. It just arrived today in the publication, so I don't know if Mosette has even seen this herself, but it's hot off the press. And then the last of our winter series, or fall series, is Manhattan Projects by Samuel Zipp, who writes about the legacy of urban renewal and the Cold War in New York. So we invite you to come back for those and certainly become members of the museum. Now, I mentioned Kate's earlier book on the lineage of the firm of HLW, and here it is on Leopold Eidlitz, and Architecture and Idealism in the Gilded Age, and particularly in New York City. We do have some copies of this here, so it actually is an author's talk tonight, and you can allude to this particular project. But the reason that we're here particularly tonight is because Kate has been unearthing fabulous new material on the Voorhees, Gamelin, and Walker firm, and actually this whole arc of the architectural firms that have explored so many aspects of New York's institutional, but also now eventually high-rise history, and particularly the technological history that intersects with some of the large corporations like the Bell Labs, Bell Telephone, and it's part of that kind of corporate history that gives us the opportunity to look in sort of inside of the buildings at some of the patronage issues and at some of the kind of internal programmatic generators that developed a lot of the commercial real estate in New York. And I know that Kate's going to talk part about that tonight. Sorry, I'm rolling in sweat because it's so humid here tonight and I've been running up and down the ramp. But I am particularly pleased to welcome Kate Holliday, who is a professor at the University of Texas at Arlington. And she has been working on American topics for ever since her dissertation, and has explored so many of the important sort of backstories of some of the important American firms. It teaches American architecture and explores many of these ideas in a way that I think is really exemplary for all of us, and many of us who are professional architectural historians in the audience, as well as architects, admire this angle in her work. So, Kate, I might as well let you go.